At BVISD. We have been in plants, but today we're going to discuss seedless plants. Prior to this, we've discussed vascular and non-vascular systems, but now we're discussing seedless plants. Now we want to be able to distinguish the characteristics of seedless non-vascular plants and seedless vascular plants and identify the importance of some non-vascular and some vascular plants. We want to understand what a rhizoid is and what a pioneer species is as well. So seedless non-vascular plants. Most plants have some systems consisting of leaves, stems, and roots, but seedless are not vascular plants, so they don't have all of these parts because they can't be quite so big. Now, they're usually only a few cells thick and grow at about 2 to 5 centimeters. Think about an inch to about 2.5 inches. And they have some stalks, and they look like stems and leaf flowers. Now, and instead of a root system, they have the rhizoid system. It's a very thinner, less complex system than the root system. Now, most seedless non-vascular plants are mosses. Now, they have to live in damp areas where water is absorbed directly through the cell membrane because they don't have that root structure to get to where they get all the water where they need it to go. They don't have any flowers or any cones, but they do reproduce with something called spores. Now, the reproductive cells are produced in the cap of certain stalks. Now, there's a green leaf-like growth around a central stalk, and almost like a flower. And that is where, in that stalk, is where that spore is going to be. To the left, this picture right here, is a liverwort, or old world medicine liver herb. To the bottom is something called hornwort, and it has a flattened leaf-like body. Now, hornwort has only one chloroplast in each cell. Some others have more than one chloroplast. Now, mosses are usually one of the first pioneer species that come in. So they're the first plants that actually grow into a new environment. Now let's talk about some seedless vascular plants. These obviously can grow larger simply because they have that vascular system. Now they have the vascular pathways as most of the plants that we're used to, but they don't use seeds to reproduce. They still use those spores. Now, just like the seed-bearing vascular plants, seedless vascular plants will actually grow bigger and thicker. And these are the largest group of seedless vascular plants are ferns. Now, underneath the ferns, leaf system is actually where the spores are located and develop. Now, seedless vascular plants have stems, and they have roots, and they have leaves, but generally they aren't going to be any flowering plants in here. Now, club mosses are another type of group, and their leaves are a little bit more needle-like. They're going to be a little bit smaller. And then we have horsetails. They're a type of seedless vascular plant as shown right here. And they have like a hollowed centered stem, almost like a stick, and it's jointed. Think along the lines of bamboo, but much thinner. So, seedless plants are important. Now, decaying seedless plants, when they're compressed, can be, pushed together, become peat and eventually coal, and that turns into fuel. They're also used in a lot of soil conditioners to help grow other plants, and ferns are used to make baskets and other type of weaving material. So, real quick listening check. If you were looking for a non-vascular plant, where would you look? What are the similarities and differences between mosses and ferns? And that's all we have for today. Write your answers down in your listening check. Bring any questions you have to class, and we'll see you next time.